Hello, MTG Solid here with guest host or special host. You know their fucking names. Captain Dark, Gal, special guest, Goon Prankin. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, good. How are you?
I gotta fix everything because Gal done fucked it all up.
Yeah,
Just
guy.
repacking my bowl.
It always just happens. I just have a weird magnet for this kind of shit.
I don't know where the hell Gal is.
I mean, somewhere.
Literally.
I see two of Dark. So Dark's on the right and the left
Mhm.
of me.
I am just that great.
I'm
And I'm like-
surrounded.
And I'm like completely off screen.
Surrounded
Yeah.
by darks.
Yes.
By darkies.
Why the hell's this one on
Yeah.
Dark? Okay.
I don't know. I see them there too. Yeah.
I told you I'm just that good.
We need two of them.
Alright.
Peekaboo. No.
There's Gal. I'll put him over here.
Cal's ass is all the way in the fucking corner too.
Yeah, like there's like two of me.
Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
Hey, I sympathize because I know that this shit can't be set up until everyone's in the Discord channel.
Right.
So like I know that it's like this got to be on the fly. We're gonna do it live.
Fuck it.
Doing it live.
Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Yep. Pretty much.
Jeez. Alright, Goon, how you doing?
Good. Good.
Great. I got a very important first question I've been wanting to ask you. Where the hell are my emotes?
Oh. The same place everyone else's fucking emotes are. Coming soon.
Goon,
Pending my feelings.
Goon here is the one that did my emotes. Really well
Yes.
done.
Some
Really
of
good
them.
emotes.
Yeah, still very well used. Everybody loves them. So.
I like them.
I also like them.
But other than that, you were talking off in the green room. They've been playing a lot of Dark Souls.
Yes.
How are you enjoying that?
Oh, it's so good. Dark Souls 3. It's very good. It's a very good game. I wish I played it when it came out. So I could have enjoyed it then. But hey, you gotta jump in when you can jump in, right? You gotta when the time's right, I guess. When the time's right,
Yep.
No,
Just,
you should have joined in with everybody else, like you said. You said it right. No, no. See, you didn't
You
miss
know what
all
it
the-
was? You know what it was? I was scared. I said this to Solid before because he had said we were talking about this a little bit. That he had purchased Bloodborne, right? Solid.
Yep.
You bought Bloodborne, and was it the first Dark Souls the remaster or just the regular first one?
I think it's the remaster, I believe.
Okay. And he hasn't played them. So I said, "What, are you scared?" Because I was projecting. See, that's me projecting. Because I was scared. I honest to goodness, I got Elden Ring
Ooh,
last
that's so
year when it
good.
first came out. When I got it when it just came out, I was like, I'm really excited to play this. I got to the Tree Sentinel, died about 45
Oh, so you got
times.
your ass whooped, didn't you?
Yep. And I'm like, I don't understand this game. It's pointing me in this direction.
Dude,
I keep dying.
The amount of the way it ramps up in Elder Ring is like fucking ridiculous. So I
Yeah,
beat
like-
that tree sentinel. I know you're talking about. I beat that fucker. You talking about the one at the beginning, right? The golden one.
Yeah, the pain in the ass with the big shield.
Yeah, yeah.
Does those dive bombs, and it's just like delayed as fuck. So you have no idea when to actually
You gotta
roll, and you're fucking.
perfectly
Oh my
time
god.
that roll. Because if you
Hate it.
don't, that's your ass.
Yep. And it was 45 times. And I didn't play it for a year. I said, fuck this. I put it down. I said, fuck this. I just put it down. I played something else. I played a lot of Chivalry 2 in between. But in the meantime, I bought Dark Souls 2. I'm like, you know what? I think maybe Elden Ring is just too big and too much of the Dark Souls for me. Like, it's like Dark Souls on steroids. Like, it's the biggest version of it, right? So I'm like, I need something more linear, something that can like guide me in the ways of, Dark Souls, like how to get upgrades and fight bosses and the mechanics. Little did I know that Elden Ring is also the most refined version. So it's janky as fuck. So Dark Souls 2, I played the fuck out of it. I put about 100 hours into it. I loved it. Janky though. But it made me so much better when I went to play Elden Ring. I put what 500 or 600 hours into it now. Yeah, I must have done like 20 different playthroughs, different strategies, different things. My most current one is I'm trying to do a lot of the bosses, which is parries, and just parry the fuck out of them and riposte, you know?
Oh, so all you doing visceral repulse?
Yeah. And I got like, carry retribution, which is like the parry for magic. So I'm trying everything. And it's not working. Because everyone's kicking my ass.
My very first Dark Souls was actually Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't play Dark Souls 1. Yeah, no, my brother told me, he's like, get Dark Souls 2. I said, this one? All right, that's where I got it. Took me about probably a year of having it to play Dark Souls 2 because I was playing like other shit like Warframe and stuff like that.
Right.
I was playing Dark. When I finally I love Warframe. So when I played Dark Souls 2, and I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? Like, what's the point of these games? He said, just go around. I said, all right. Went around, jumped in the well, died instantly. Jumped off the map, died instantly. I was like, you motherfuckers. Read one message and got inaugurated. Says, jump down. Okay. Boop,
Yep.
dead. I said, all right.
Yep.
I won't listen to messages no more.
Is it true? I forget if it was Dark Souls 2, but the first time you die in Dark Souls 2, you get an achievement, and it's just like "Welcome to Dark Souls," basically. Like
I think it
you
is
die,
Dark
and
Souls
then
2. Welcome to Dark
yeah,
Souls. Die
yeah, it just gets like
instantly.
you just die. Like it's
They're like,
ridiculous.
What kind of fucking achievement is this?
Yeah, right. Exactly. What if you're trying to do a no-death run?
Yeah.
Right. Bing.
Welcome to hell.
Dark Souls 2 was not my favorite one though. I ain't gonna lie about that. But Dark Souls 3, I love Dark Souls 3. And
I'm
Elden Ring
loving
was Elden Ring was just fun as hell. Elden Ring is massive. And they got
Huge.
DLC about to come out too, but it's
I
massive.
can't wait.
But
I can't wait.
They make it seem smaller because you get to travel on the horse in Elden Ring, so that makes it a lot better than having
And you
to
got
run
fast
around
travel
every day.
too.
Yeah, you got fast travel too. Well, you had that in 2, because I know 1 you had to get like the lower vessel, but 2, 3,
You still had
Elden
to
Ring,
get to a bonfire to travel.
Yeah. You're right. So, but I rather the horse. Using the horse in the Elden Ring makes it so much better. It's so
Torrent's
much
the
like you
best.
can die and like go back to the farthest bonfire, but then you can hop on the horse and get there. You can sprint. It's like so much better. It's like a quality of life thing compared to previous Dark Souls. I know it's
Totally
not Dark Souls,
underrated
Dark Souls.
thing in Elden Ring. Totally underrated thing in Elden Ring. The statues.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
The Statue of America. That is the most underrated thing in the entire game because it's usually right outside the boss arena. And you could spawn right there.
Right there. It's like a checkpoint.
Right fucking there. Right in
Yep.
front of the fucking fog door. And you're like, oh, okay, I could fight the boss again in 5 seconds instead of having to run 18 miles over 46, lobster covered swamps to get back to where you had to be.
That area.
Oh,
I hated that area. I was like, oh my God. Like, what is like, I hated that because everything, I mean, in typical Souls fashion, everything pops out of nowhere. You're walking, minding your own damn business, and then fucking enemy comes out the fucking swamp.
Yep.
It murders you.
It actually like comes up from the depths of the swamp, and then you're like, oh, I got away. You're like, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile away, and you just get absolutely fucked and knocked off your horse and killed in one shot by these lobsters.
Yep.
They're like snipers, man. It's like it was too much.
So
I did not spend a lot of time there.
Basically, dealing with Stripey then.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No hesitation on that one. Absolutely. It's just like an entire swamp filled with stripies. Yeah.
Best way to put it. Now, other than Dark Souls, Elden Ring, What other games have you been getting into?
Okay, so I'm trying to get into Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not big, or I'm not a big RPG guy, and I'm really not a big turn-based RPG guy. So this like tactical turn-based roll of the dice D&D version of it without the social element is a little hard for me to stay into. I like it, but it's just going to take me a long time to finish it. Starfield was pretty cool. I had to uninstall it. I did not like the way it ran on my computer. And the way Game Pass works is like you can't run your like graphics card software with the game. Like you can't customize it because of the way Game Pass works. So I'd have to buy the game on Steam or something, and I just don't feel like buying it. So I'll just play it on my console where it's like optimized at least. It's fun though. It was a lot of fun what I was doing. Hopefully my save carries over so I don't get fucked on that because I put like 15 or 20 hours into it, so I hope that'll stay.
That always sucks.
But Solid knows the big surprise, Final Fantasy Tactics. That's been one that I've been playing over the last few weeks, and I'm fucking loving it. I'm loving it. I don't like the story. I don't care about it. Ryan's like, oh, it's a great story. This is fantastic. Oh, you got to pay attention. And I'm like, no, I don't. I just like to fight stuff and level up. So this is more fun for me. You know, like all their names are so like ridiculous and silly. You know, like I'm changing all the names because I'm trying to prove to Ryan that I don't care about the story. So I'm changing their names to things like Ball Bag, and like my name is like Mike Hawk. And you know, I'm trying to make it as goofy and silly for myself as possible because it's the only way I'll get through it. If I have to listen to the story, I'm going to check out. So,
I mean,
but it's a lot of fun.
The infamous stream I remember was Earthbound.
Oh,
I fucking love Earthbound.
Now,
I loved Earthbound.
The back
Solid
and
likes to
forth,
paint it like I didn't like it. He always likes to paint it like I didn't like it.
that you went full on rage mode.
I
for one
lost my
stream.
shit. I did. I lost my shit. And I'm sorry. I
What happened?
He had to go back for something and he got lost. And just went absolutely ape shit.
Yep. Because I hate backtracking.
Mm-hmm.
If there is any function of a video game that I absolutely loathe, it's having to go back to places you've already been against your will. Like, unless you want to go there yourself and just do it to explore it more, like the area's done, but go back to maybe find some items, okay, that's fine. But to have me go back all the way, especially in a game like that where there's no like fast travel mechanic, so you have to like walk the fuck everywhere. And I know you could like do the speedy walk thing, but like I had to find something in the desert somewhere, and it just drove me fucking apeshit. And I lost my cool. But generally, overall, I liked the game a lot.
But there was one more stream that was not Earthbound.
Okay.
This is going back to early Guten days
Okay.
of 40 Winks.
Oh, that name.
We'll let you carry on with that.
I mean, what can I say about it? It's just like a cheap, cheesy, European-made platformer from the late 90s.
What got you to play
European studios weren't normally known for super duper high, especially no name ones like they were. Were not known for their super duper high quality 3D platformers at that point in time. So it was just really janky and really floaty and really bad. And it took me like how long, Solid? Like 40 hours to beat this piece of shit game because it's a 15-hour game and it took me like 40 hours.
I think I joined on at the tail end of that.
It was just the worst. I did the same things over and over and over again. Like, and because you have to. You have no choice. And I remember I did an entire like section of the game. I did like a 5-hour stream and I didn't save. So I had to do the whole 5 hours all over again. So that's also adding to my stupidity. Yeah.
I think that was when I joined your stream.
Yeah. Because I remember there being a clip like, oh, good. I hope that's saved. And then it's like, nope, it didn't.
Now, you and Kanzi both been doing a semi podcast yourself every Tuesday,
Yeah, it's more just like us vamping so I can get my shit ready. Yeah.
talking about blueberry muffins and
Yeah.
butterflies.
Yep.
But how exactly did you meet Kanzi?
Dude, he just jumped in. Like, I think the first place that I saw him was in Bud's stream. Pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure like he used to watch Bud in the mornings. And then I started streaming and he jumped in and that's pretty much it. It's like the whole story.
I mean, you guys seem like best
All
of
she wrote.
bros, little
Right.
big brother, little brother.
It's just like, kindred spirits, I guess you could say. We're just like, I don't know, just very similar in a lot of ways.
two peas in a
Also
pot.
not similar in a lot of ways, so that we have a lot to talk about. It's just interesting.
You would never think a Canadian and a Jersey boy be best of friends.
Spoiler,
Jersey boy.
spoiler, my lineage is Canadian. My dad, my father, is a pure-blooded French-Canadian man. So, therefore, we had kind of also that kinship there too.
Is your dad his dad?
No, definitely not. My dad's barely my dad. Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. He lives in Texas. I don't talk to him.
Yeah, we
He
don't.
actually called me yesterday. I forgot.
Wow.
Okay. Now, you've been streaming for what, 4 years now?
3 and change.
Okay.
It's a little over 3, I think now.
I
I think
thought-
like 3 in a couple months, something like that.
I thought you started in 2019.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I
So-
started after during COVID maybe, or like I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember exactly when I started streaming, but
So you were part of.
A lot of people I noticed, especially I guess you could say our group, that started during the pandemic, and I'm like, damn.
Right. I mean,
It's a big boon.
I thought I had known Putin since 2019 at least.
yeah, because I watched Bud for almost a whole year. I was in Bud's stream. When I was working, because what was it? 2019? Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't 2019. I don't think so. Because I think 2020 is when I started watching. I don't know. I don't know how old my account is. I have to find out how old my account is. Because that'll tell me everything I need to know.
Actually,
But I jumped on because I was feeling like I needed more socialization in my life, and I didn't really understand like going to bars and things. Like I don't like that, so I kind of
your account was
used
created in
Twitch as a way to be
2015?
like 2015. That doesn't help anybody.
No, you started following me in 2020.
I mean, to be
So-
honest, it's probably similar to me. I didn't really. My account has existed since 2014, but I really didn't use it for like the first few years, and then like I started like hanging with anyone. It could be something like that, As you said, you were watching Bud and others, as you said, and then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
came around to streaming yourself, afterwards.
Mhm.
That sounds about right.
Me and Dark, we started around the same time.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I had my account for a while, and
Mhm.
I used it just to fuck around and watch other people. And then one day, I started taking it more serious at the time. Yeah, probably around the same time as Solid. I was I had just moved into my apartment, and then I started streaming because I said I met Gracker that way. I met Bud the same way, Solid the same way, because they were all doing the charity event, and I was like, damn. I saw Solid a lot in Bud stream, saw Gooden in Bud stream.
Mhm.
Yeah, same It's all around the same time.
So, you and Goon, were you part of RBP also?
No.
You were part of Retro Block Party? Okay.
No, I wasn't.
I know that's where Dark started at. As part of Retro Block Party.
No. See, I only this is gonna sound really fucking stupid, but I got on Twitch and I was at work and it was during COVID pandemic like shutdown basically. So actually I started watching Twitch before that, but like less frequently, but I really started to be active in chat then. It was about 3 months before something like that I actually jumped on, but I had nothing to do. Every fucking business was closed, and
Right.
I work on phones for businesses that were closed. So I had nothing to do for months. I would just sit there, have my phone just kind of leaned up. I was the only one in the office. I opted to go to the office because I preferred it because I would be in the office by myself. I had the whole place to myself. It was fantastic. The roads were completely empty. I got to go 85 miles an hour to work nonstop the entire
Hell
way.
yeah.
I got there in record time. Like I was driving my Miata at the time, so it was fun as hell. I don't know. It was just like, and I was watching Twitch all the time. It was great. And then I got to meet Bud, and Bud introduced me to a whole bunch of cool people, and just kind of rolled out from there. Kind of piqued my interest, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Really weird timing, you know. It's
Yeah.
just like it took that to kind of push it. It was kind of like in the back of my head, I wanted to do it. Didn't really have like that like moment to go, yeah, this'll work now, right? And it just clicked one day. I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Fuck it. What's the worst that can happen?
and I mean, since then you've grown your community with like as I said, Kanzi, Laid Back with Weir, Baho,
Right?
what's her fucking name?
Strokes?
Stripe. Yeah. Rainbow
Strokey Lobster.
Strokey Lobster, Rainbow Dank Diva.
Oh, Rainbow. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's a name from the past. You haven't seen in a while, probably.
Name drop.
Mm-hmm. And Tanuki Juke. But the question, because you've been doing this a lot recently, Triple Deke.
Yeah.
Triple what?
Triple Deke.
Triple Deke.
Every night, Guten streams.
Every single night.
Every single
Every
night. Mm-hmm. He raids Triple
Without fail.
Deke.
Yep.
If he's on,
If he's not on, it's usually just like a mixed bag. But yeah.
so what exactly
Here's-
started that?
Here's the deal. I don't like to have to think about it. So if I'm like, oh, who's online? And I spend fucking 9 minutes trying to figure out who the fuck to raid. I'm like, I like Deke. Deke's a safe bet. He's not going to say anything racist or fucked up. Let's go to Deke. It's easy. And he's a great guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a person who likes to have to think about that. So, like, for me, it's just like, okay, send him over there. Because, like, my community definitely likes Deke. So, why not?
Mm-hmm.
And he does, like, retro achievements and he does, like, retro cool games and things like that all the time. So,
Mainly Game Gear.
yeah, he's a Game Gear fanatic and I love it.
And
Man.
I know you dabbled in RA, but not as much.
Nah, see, like, I did my favorites, you know?
Yeah.
And it just so happened that my favorites are notoriously some of the hardest games. So it's just like, I don't know how that happened, honestly. And the real truth of the matter, I'm going to be very honest here and very upfront with you guys. I played those games for like an entire year using save states and everything before I ever streamed them. Like I was good at these games before I ever streamed them. So, and I was dog shit when I streamed them because streaming takes so much attention away from what you're doing unless you're good at streaming. And I wasn't good yet. Like I didn't have the focus like yet. So I was dying so much and I was getting angry because I'm like, I'm better than this. I'm so much better than this. Like I've practiced this so much.
I swear
And it
I
would drive
am.
me crazy.
Swear I'm good. That's
Yeah, I
what's it called?
swear.
The streamer luck,
Mm-hmm.
the streamer gameplay. Because you get on stream, right? And you know you're good at this game. Like, you start talking a whole bunch of shit. Like, man, I got
Uh-huh.
you get on stream though. Then you start playing like ass, and you're like, man, I swear I'm good at this game.
Get off stream, then you do it off stream in like one
Yeah,
turn.
you know, scream and you start beating ass again. Like, what the fuck is this?
Or what happens to me most of the time is, all right, this last time, I swear. Oh, I got it. Last chance. Cool.
Yeah.
But
and like or like you just fucking try something for like 3 goddamn hours. I remember trying to beat Dracula in Castlevania 1 and just like ramming your head against your desk like I can beat this. You spend like 3 hours trying to do it. And then you're like fuck this. Put it down. First try the next day. You know? Like fuck you. Fuck you. It's always the first try the next day. It's like because you just need to like rest your mind.
Yep.
Exactly. And then you don't think about what game you're gonna play next, so you spend like half the goddamn stream trying to pick the next game. Like
scrolling on through.
Stream. You don't have any. Like I didn't have anything. Like when I started to stream, I was just like, all right, just hit go live and try it, see what happens.
I think we've all had similar experiences like that, right?
Yep.
You fighting the boss, you die a lot, you come back, like you said, next day, come back home, boom. Now you got to find out what to play next. Or you just,
exactly.
Do you make decisions like in the stream? Like, what do you do?
Well, the truth was I didn't know.
You didn't know. I ended the stream one time. I did it. It was like a 5-minute stream. I came on, beat the boss, and quit.
Exactly, because it's like I got nothing else planned, man.
I have nothing else to play. It's like
all my content was based on being angry at this game, and it took me 5 minutes.
Right.
Oh, thank you. That's all we're gonna have tonight.
It was Contra. Contra was like one of the ones that really were like fucked up when I was trying to badge this game, and I forget which one it was. It was just like destroy all of the turrets on level 6.
Oh god.
And it was just like fuck this, I'm not playing this game anymore, I'm not doing this, fuck this. And then the next time I streamed, I just was like, all right, you know what, let's just try it, I guarantee nothing. And I did it first fucking try. And I was like, I wish I finished it the night before. You know, but whatever. It's all good, I still got it. I mean, like,
yeah,
Ninja Gaiden was fun though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got 2 badges, Contra, Ninja Gaiden. That's all you really need, right there.
Good stuff.
2 hard games. Yeah, that's a win.
I mean, you're
it's not bad. It's not a Color a Dinosaur. That's good.
You're close to Ghouls and Ghosts also.
Yeah, see, Ghouls and Ghosts, that one's kind of fucked for me because those 2 achievements that I have left, you could do them on the same run. But the second area is so fucked up with these turtles that bounce all over the place, and they're completely random. No,
I know what you're talking
sense
about.
to them whatsoever, and it's all RNG. So how are you expected to be consistent in an area that's A, difficult, and B, completely RNG is just fucking beyond me. So you just have to like brute force it and do it 1,000 times and get that perfect seed where you just get right through it, you know? And it's like, I don't have the time or patience. I just don't. But I love that game. That game I've beaten so many times. I love it so much.
Me too. I love Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah. 2 achievements is 50,000 score and beat the game without using continue.
Exactly.
Then
you get them all at the same time. I mean, those are the 2 you get at the same time.
Then you of course got Castlevania and Battletoads. Battletoads. Yeah.
Ooh. Battletoads.
I mean, listen,
I didn't watch all y'all play that shit, and it's
a good game. I've just never had a platformer take me 35 fucking hours to beat. I've never had that happen before. It's just far too difficult than it needs to be, and it's really fun in a lot of sections. Like, it's really fun. Like, I really liked the ice section that I skipped. I also liked the other one that I skipped. And the river level, that's kind of cool when you're doing like the boarding. That's fun. I like that one. I like the turbo tunnel. That was cool. But yeah, I think the game was really cool. Fuck that game. I'm not playing it anymore. 35 goddamn hours on a platformer. I'm good.
I mean, I could spend 35 hours on Mario almost any day. But something like
No, just
Battletoads, no.
the amount of times I've seen people run through those final levels, the Terra Tubes, the Klinger Winger, and Revolution.
Uh-huh.
That's it. I think I have enough hours watching that to last a lifetime. If I
Tubes.
never see
I have that soundtrack in my fucking head, that tube
Yeah.
level. Driven into my
saying.
skull.
I'm just saying it leaves you like with just like I can understand why afterwards people are just like I never want to touch that game ever again.
Hearing that pause music, poo, 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 poo.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh god, my head. I just turn it off. Like, just turn it off.
Why is it stuck in
It's
my
psychological
head?
warfare.
It is. You know,
You want to
I
pause the
wouldn't be
game to take a
surprised.
breather, and it's like boom, boom, boom. Like,
And it-
oh
Like it doesn't want you to rest.
no,
No,
your heartbeat
nonstop
has
action.
to
Let's
stay
go.
elevated.
Come on.
Yep, right.
It's like that one game, Nightmare Creatures, where you have to fight enemies or you die. 'Cause
Oh.
your adrenaline bar goes down.
Yep.
Fucking dumb.
Nightmare
But-
Creatures is a fucking cool game, though. I like that game.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But I remember when I first found out, though, like when playing a game, you could die because your adrenaline bar goes down.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why am I dying to this?
Was it last
This
year?
was a good mechanic.
Was it last year or 2 years ago you had to play that?
Wait,
What was that?
Was it last year or 2 years ago you had to play that? Mutant? Nightmare Creatures?
Nightmare Creatures. I don't think I ever played it on stream.
I thought you did because
Nah. I don't think I ever played Nightmare Creatures on stream. I played Silent Hill.
I remember
I
Silent
played
Hill.
Silent Hill on stream. That was one of my first like horror games on stream. That was I did a shit job at playing that game. I got like the worst ending. It was just
man.
I mean,
awful. I got like nothing. I missed everything and got nothing and just got a bad ending. And it was like, all right, I'm done. Cool.
Okay, it's like I get
Game
the
o-
hint.
Game over.
game over, man. Game over.
Oh man.
So I just bought a Wii recently.
Ooh.
Complete in box. So the store, they had two Wiis out. They had a blue one that wasn't backwards compatible. And I like the blue color, but it's not backwards compatible. There's no GameCube ports on it. So I'm like, nah, fuck that. I want my GameCube ports, motherfucker. I have a custom
yeah.
GameCube controller that I like to use. No.
Hell yeah.
So, and then they had another white one that was missing the memory card door, but it was backwards compatible. I was like, all right, that one looks cool. I was like, how much? He's like, $65. Comes with the cables and everything. I'm like, that's not so bad. Like, I could probably get it for like 55 if I asked him. And I'm like, I put it on the counter. I'm looking at it, and he's like, oh. I'm like, what? He's like, it doesn't come with the cables or the controller or anything. I'm like, excuse me, for how much? I'm like, no. It's like, nah, I'm good. I look up on the shelf and I see a complete inbox Wii. It's like $85. I'm like, okay, so it comes with everything in the box. I get the controllers, I get Wii Sports, I get all the manuals, all that good shit. And 85, I'm like, that's a pretty good deal for like complete everything. All the doors were there. It was clean as fuck. Like everything was perfect. And I go to ring it up, and the guy's like, yeah, so it's $65.99. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, it's $65.99. I'm like, okay. I'm not going to argue with you.
Great.
I'm not going to argue with you, bro. Okay. And it came with a 2 gigabyte SD card. Yay. So I didn't get a free. I got Wii Sports, which is worth like $25 now, disc only, for some fucking ridiculous reason.
Everybody loved it.
Still
So
one
here's
of the
my
most
theory.
played video games. of
It's
all
true.
time.
It's so true. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely so true. How
Yep.
many Wiis did they sell? Like 5 billion Wiis
Yeah,
or
like
something?
so
Something
It was
like that.
a ridiculous amount of Wiis.
Wii's. Especially once people started figuring out how easily you can mod those fucking things.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. The soft
those are-
mod takes no time at
Soft
all. It
mod
takes
takes
15, 20
no-
minutes.
You can use Letter Bomb, and I think there's like another one now. I use Letter Bomb for mine.
Yeah.
took me,
I
like-
used Banner Bomb or something. That's the same kind of thing. Yeah.
It took me 10 minutes to get get my Wii soft modded, and then
Ooh,
after I
nice.
got it soft modded, that was it. That's it. All you need is a SD card, the letter bomb, and the letter bomb is free, and an external hard drive
Or a
That's it.
flash
or a
drive or
flash
whatever.
drive.
Yeah.
That's
Both
all
work.
you need. And
As long as you can
I
format it to FAT32, you're good.
Yeah, and I have mine's dual formatted, so I have it formatted for Wii games and I have it formatted for GameCube games as well.
Yeah, you got Nintendo on there?
Yep, Nintendo.
Yep.
I got
yeah.
It's
what's
like
the
the
other
best
one?
stuff.
The Zero F something, not Zero F. I can't think of it.
I use like USB
GX
loader or
USB.
something or other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we
the
go.
GX USB. That's it. Yeah, that's the one.
Yep, I use that. So that's what I boot all my games off of. That's the program that runs everything from the GameCube games to the Wii games. I mean, it doesn't run it, but it shows them all.
So the reason I bought the Wii, I want to explain. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No, go
the reason I bought the Wii was I felt bad. Back in the day, I didn't give the Wii its fair shake. I played like, the ones that everyone played. I played Super Smash Brothers. I played Mario Galaxy, the 1 and 2. I played pretty much all the standout games on the Wii. But I didn't look further into the library. Like I never played Force Unleashed. I never played like the licensed games or anything like that, right? I just played basically Nintendo games. I didn't even play Mario Kart Wii, if I'm being honest. I didn't even play it.
Ooh.
Never touched it. It's just because like I basically just skipped that whole generation. I was playing Xbox 360, man. I had Call of Duty.
Right.
What do I need this? What do I need this Wii for?
The Wii is greatness because you can play the GameCube games.
Yeah, see, that was the whole thing. I accidentally, well, not really accidentally, but I gave away my GameCube. I gave it to my friend, who mistook me saying, "Hey, you could hold on to this for a while," as, "Hey, you could keep this forever."
Oh no.
And then I just ended up not talking to that person, not because of that, but just generally. So I just never got it back. I'm assuming he sold it for drug money. So, but the Wii was all me. I didn't give it its fair shake. I didn't play more than like, I don't know, 10 games on it. And I know there's like 1,000 games for the Wii. It's ridiculous how many games there are for the Wii.
Oh, yeah.
So back in the day, my mom, she waited in line. She got me this thing. It was the Gen 1, backwards compatible, all the cool shit. And I sold it years later, like a couple, 3-4 years later, something like that. Maybe a little bit more than that, because a lot of games had come out at that point. Anyway, whatever. I sold it to a pawn shop, and I had a good night with that money. That's it. And like it was one night worth of fun, and I gave away the Wii for it. So this was me getting that back. I'm like, I got it back, and now I have a brand new, basically Wii sitting right behind me, and with my beautiful spice orange custom GameCube controller I love so much.
Oh, that's one of the best, man.
Dude, I modded it. I don't know. A lot of people like don't like that I say this, but I modded it and I put a Wii nunchuck stick in for the analog stick. I replaced the analog stick with a Wii nunchuck stick.
Oh,
Nice.
Because to me, I like the longer throw on it. It's a little taller. So it makes it a bit more accurate when you're playing games like Monkey Ball and stuff like that. You have like a bit of a more fine movement on it. So it's great. It fucking works great. I love it.
absolutely.
Did Gooten say he plays with monkey balls?
Something
Yes.
like that. Yes.
On the reg. Constantly.
I just find it interesting in the story when you're saying, of course, that on the shelf was this brand new Wii with like all the fixings, everything, and the guy's like trying to sell you one of that. Oh, and this doesn't have the cables or like everything. It's like, hey, why are you trying to sell me this? There's like the better option is like right here in the store.
The best part was he discounted it. It was $85.99 on the sticker, and he discounted it. So I went I just had to question. I'm like, why?
Like what?
Right. What? Okay.
Like that's the part of the story that I was just like ready to be like, wait, so he was trying to sell you that, and it's like, no, wait, here's the better thing. And then then he's like discounting it. You're like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. Just
Smile,
No, I mean,
nod.
he was really cool about it. I traded in my Dreamcast and my games for Dreamcast because
You did what?
listen, hold on. Before you say anything about it, it wasn't my Dreamcast. It wasn't mine from my childhood. I never owned one, and I never really played it. I only ever had it in storage. My buddy, he was like his dad had a storage container, and it was like their Dreamcast, and they just gave me the whole bag. This dirty ass Dreamcast with these dirty fucking controllers and like 5-6 games or whatever. And the 5-6 games turned out to be some of the most expensive fucking games that they make. Stupid console.
Oh god.
So like I traded them all in and I got a good price. I got a bunch of really cool shit. The one thing fucked me up though, because I like Ninja Turtles games, but I don't regularly look at prices of things. I'm not really like huge into pricing. Like I'll look it up once in a while. But I wasn't doing it while I'm there because that's kind of rude when you're in a store, I think, a little bit. Because, I mean, like, if you think something's, like, wildly overpriced, I guess it's fine. But, like, otherwise, I feel like if that's their price, that's their price. Anyway, so
Absolutely.
I'm looking at games and, like, I pick out Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 on NES. And I walk over and I pick out, because I already have Fall of the Foot Clan on Game Boy. It's one of my favorite Game Boy games. I love it.
Right.
Turtles 2 and 3 were there. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. So I was like, I want those two. And the guy goes, hey, just so you know, Turtles 3 is about $100.
What?
And my head couldn't have snapped up faster because I'm like, Turtles 2 is $20. What? Why is Turtles 3 $100?
Right.
I don't understand. My brain just turned like total monkey brain at that moment. I'm like, please put it back. I don't want that. I wish I could find it for cheaper.
I mean,
Always the case.
Why the third one though? Like of all of them, the best one? Like I don't even know. Like I haven't played it.
you never played it?
I never played like the originals like that. Like
Oh,
nah.
I mean, it's pretty
Because I didn't
good.
own a Game Boy. I owned a Game Boy Color, and at that point, like, I didn't use it all that much. I played like Pokemon and stuff, and like I had a few games.
Oh, you're talking about? Are you talking about Turtles 3 for the NES or Game
I'm
Boy?
talking Turtles 3 for the Game Boy.
Okay, I was about to say it's like 60 for the NES, but
Yeah,
Okay.
so like I understand like NES games, but I honest to goodness thought that Game Boy games would be cheaper. As it turns out, they're kind of not. Because it's
Yeah,
just
definitely
depending
not.
on what people are willing to pay for it, right? Like if that's market price, that's market price. There's nothing I could do about it. So I just didn't buy it. That's my way of bucking up against the system. I just won't buy it.
Hey, best not to purchase something if not your thing. If
Right.
not what
Yeah.
you're looking for.
I'm wondering if because it was like the end of the life cycle and didn't sell that many, that people were like,
Again, I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like what determines rarity? What determines price? It's all, I guess, subjective, right? Like it could be the fact that it was like a limited run. Maybe it wasn't that successful. Not that many people bought it, so there's not that many out there. So it's a high price, right?
right.
Something like that. Or like it's a really good game, but nobody bought it because the Game Boy Color was out or something, right? Like because something had happened that made people not want that game. And I get it, some games are just like that. But man, it was disappointing. I have to emulate it, so it is what it is. I could still play it.
I'm like looking at it, like I don't get it either, but that's the only thing I think of is like maybe it sold just enough that
Yeah.
it made it that way. Like
Man, I can't tell you. It's called Radical Rescue, Like
Mhm.
loose price on here saying about $76 on price charting right now. Fucking what? Complete is $707. Get the fuck out of here. It's a fucking like Game Boy game, man. Come on.
I'm gonna be right back. Gal, Dark, you guys take on over real quick.
All right.
Okay.
I know we're going to skip your segment, so just keep asking questions. And anybody from chat, if you want to have any questions for Guten, go ahead and start asking away. So I'll be right back.
No,
right.
All right.
So why do you hate RPGs?
Why do I hate RPGs? I don't. The answer is I don't. I'm very specific. I don't care for turn-based RPGs.
But action
Um,
RPGs though.
action RPGs I enjoy.
Okay,
I enjoy
so
action RPGs.
what action RPGs do you like?
Like Skyrim,
No,
like
no, no,
Morrowind.
no, 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 no. We're not.
Uh-huh.
No.
Uh-huh.
That is not what I'm talking about.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna here. Okay.
What
I need a
RPGs
lesson in what I'm talking about then.
you do? What RPGs do you like outside of the big ones? So no, I really can't say no 7, no Final Fantasy 7.
But he
But
just
no
said he didn't care for
Skyrim, no
turn-based stuff.
Morrowind, no Bethesda, no Ubisoft, none of them. None of those. We're not talking about those RPGs. We're talking
Okay.
about, it doesn't have to be pixel based. It could be, it's just, since you like action based. It could be old or new. But what is one of your favorite ones outside of Skyrim? We know how great Skyrim is. Skyrim is good
I
ass
mean,
game.
I know I'm gonna go against what I kind of just said here, but I really liked Chrono Trigger. Like I super duper liked Chrono Trigger.
Hey, Chrono Trigger's the shit
It's a
though.
really good RPG.
Solid
Yeah.
hates it, but Chrono Trigger's the shit.
Well,
I
Solid-
loved Chrono Trigger like a
I
lot.
love Chrono Trigger. When I played it for the first time, I was because I had never played it until
I cried at
got
that
on.
ending, man. I was legit crying. Like I loved
Yeah.
that game. Like I was
Yeah.
like I never felt emotions for little tiny pixel people like that.
That
That was
shit
good.
amazing. And it's an SNES game, right? And
Yeah.
that shit was put
Yes.
together so fucking well. When they said they had the dream team, they really had the fucking dream team.
For real.
They
Yeah.
prided themselves on trying to do something that had never been done before at the time with gaming. And I have to say, the way in which they incorporated time travel and
Oh, it was
all those
perfect.
different elements to it, I think it still stands up pretty well today as pretty unique in that kind of field.
Like if
with
it
how
got
they were able to
revamped in
do
a
it.
new engine with ray tracing and whatever, like characters looking similar, but like sort of like an is it Octopath Traveler where they have like the really nice lighting, but they have like the pixel people?
Yeah.
Yes, the HD 2D.
Something like that. Like if
Having
Chrono
shit.
Trigger came out looking like that today, it would make millions of
dude.
dollars, you know? Like
Oh,
it would make tons of money. Like people would buy it. They wouldn't be able to throw their money at them fast enough if they did something like
Oh
that.
man,
I
I mean,
like the HD 2.5D rendition of games. So like I know they're working on like Dragon Quest 3 or Dragon Warriors 3, Dragon Quest 3, one of them, whatever. They're working on that Octopath Traveler. I just recently beat the first one. I haven't
Mhm.
played the second one yet. Oh, that was such a good game. And then of course one of my favorite games of all time. It just got that same treatment, which is Star Ocean 2. And
yeah?
it got the HD 2D treatment. And looking at that versus the original, they at least in Star Ocean, I can't speak for any other game that they might get that treatment because they might be 1-for-1. They might make some quality of life upgrades or just change
Right.
some stuff. But
UI
as far as Star
upgrades,
Ocean
things
goes,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. So like Star Ocean, one of the things they changed, at least in the demo, because it was only like a 3-hour demo, and all you can do is go to Cross Cave. Well, Cross Cave is not where Cross Cave used to be. Cross Cave is you actually have to go down to get to Cross Cave in the new one. Whereas if you came out across the cross town, you'll make like a 45-degree angle to the left, and you would basically run into Cross Cave. Now you can just go straight down to Cross Cave. So, they changed the little things here and there. And
Okay.
I kind of like that
Make the
idea.
pathing a bit more like, yeah,
Kind of
understandable.
allows you to explore more
Yeah.
because it's more open than it used to be. So the old Star Wars 2 is a PlayStation 1 game, and of course random battles. You don't know when you were going to get into them. You were just going to get into them. And
Right.
this one, they made it so like little balls of flame come based on different colors come out. That tells you how either you're overpowered for them, normal, or you're too weak for them, or you're under level.
Okay, so you don't have to waste your time on stupid bullshit battles that you don't need to fight. That's good.
yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Prioritizing.
So, yeah, you
Yeah, I
can
like that.
prioritize your battles. You can avoid them completely and whatnot. And I really like that idea actually. But one major improvement they did was put chest on the overworld, which was never a thing. You would have to use a skill in order to find like shit, or an item to find shit in the overworld, which
Okay.
is called, you had like 3: mischief, trickster, and fortune. And you get those all in different parts of the game. Like fortune, I think you get like the first, at the very first beginning of the game, where you got to go to this one town, you got to do private action, and then you got to steal. So
Right.
I wonder how they're going to do this, because if you don't steal it there and you don't watch the cutscene, you basically don't get you basically don't get to fight the final boss of the actual game
Oh,
at its strongest level. So I'm just like, I kind of want to see a Chrono Trigger like that and see what Chrono Trigger does differently, but I kind of
yeah.
don't, because what made Chrono Trigger is how they did it. I
How they
kind
were
of fear
able
the
to do it, how
changes
they
they
were able
made.
to pull it off on that, and
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
so polished and refined, like it was so like, to me it was jarring because like I've played a lot of games where I'm like, I wish this was kind of like this or this. That was one of those games where I didn't really have those feelings. It just was what it was. I got comfortable
Yeah.
with it, like it just like the systems were very easy to learn, they were intuitive, and it wasn't overly like I liked the way they approached the battles. Like they gave you actual sprites on the map, and you could avoid them. Like you don't have to fight them if you really don't
Oh
want to.
no.
Like it was
Heck,
great.
Yeah.
heck,
Like for me,
there's
like
low level runs. I mean, there's low level runs for a reason. I've seen people who've gone through that game in very small time and everything, precisely because there's a lot of stuff you don't have to do
right.
in that game. It's probably one of the shortest RPGs I recall, because some people would tell me, oh, does it take like 30, 40 hours? I'm like, no. I mean, if you don't do any of the side quests and you know what how to avoid battles and shit, you could probably finish Chrono Trigger in like anywhere from 15 to 20 hours
Yeah, I did it in
if you
like
know where to go.
22, I think,
Yeah,
24 hours, something like that. It
yeah,
wasn't a long
exactly.
game for me. And to me, honestly, like 40 hours is kind of my cap on a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah.
it depends. Like I have to be like really into it, like Elden Ring or something. Like to me, like the only other game I put 100 hours into are like a multiplayer game that's just like kind of like that same gameplay loop. You just get used
Yep.
to and get better at it.
Hmm.
But like for me, like this is, you guys are gonna fucking hate me for this. I have never finished Final Fantasy X.
What?
Oh,
Never finished it.
here
This
we
is
go
one of my
now.
stories. This is one of my stories. I tell this story on stream a lot. So when I was younger, my mom, she printed out the whole strategy guide from GameFAQs, right? So all it had all like the ASCII art and everything on it and everything. It was really sweet. And had everything, like every location of every item and every fucking thing. So as we were going through the game, me and my mom are playing. It was a bonding moment, it was nice and fun.
Oh yes.
But the problem is it went on a little long, and I think both of us sort of just lost interest in it. So like, because when I was younger, like I didn't really have the motivation to grind, right? I didn't have the mindset because I'd never played a game like this before. This was like my first experience with a turn-based RPG, and I was just lost. I played Pokemon, but I did not equate Pokemon to this. In my head, they were completely different entities, but now I'm seeing that Pokemon is like RPG light kind of
Yep,
thing,
pretty much.
and it was like priming me for it, but not really, because like to me these were like creatures that I'm evolving, and they're like becoming other things, and I want to level them up to make them evolve. Like to me that loop of getting that like dopamine hit, it's like, oh yeah, this fucking thing's leveling up. Look at this. I didn't quite equate in that game. Like I didn't get that feeling, because sure you're leveling up, but all you're doing is placing a fucking dot on a skill thing, web, whatever the hell that
Oh,
thing was. It
the
was
sphere,
really
The sphere grid.
sphere
So it
grid.
didn't quite equate to you in the same feeling of accomplishment like
Exactly.
what you would see with a Pokemon evolution, say,
Exactly.
in that
they
way.
were.
I can see that.
I keep hearing rumors. I hope it's true. I know a lot of people don't want it to be true, but I kind of do, just to see what they do. Especially because they like in the beta version of Final Fantasy X, it actually came out and they showcased that the camera was supposed to be actually movable.
Yeah.
And Titus had black hair. Now I don't care about black hair Titus, but the movable camera, just having that. And
That
I
would have
think there was
been
supposed to be an option to run. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of shit that they like cut out.
Ooh.
I don't know if it was like
uh
PS2 limitation, because place to be
yeah.
Yeah, they probably just ran into an issue with probably making it run consistently. It
Yeah.
probably
Because I mean, for the day, that game was
Ooh.
absolutely gorgeous. Like for the
Mhm.
day,
Yeah.
that game was fucking beautiful. Those
Yeah.
cutscenes were like
Yeah,
nothing
you
I'd ever
had-
seen before.
Yeah, you had like a lot of shit going on in 10 that some of those cutscenes like really pushed the PS2.
Yeah.
And you
Yo.
could see it because it was like stuttering at some points. And,
And
you're
the
like,
fan would
"Fuck."
be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, you heard that fan
Yeah.
spit up on the fat ones. It pushes to this. So I kind of hope they are. They said like 2020 is due out in 2026 that a Final Fantasy X remake is happening.
Okay.
I kind of, like I said, I hope they, one, they make the camera movable. Two, I would kind of like to see the combat change, but at the same time, maybe not. Maybe more like, even though I haven't played 10 Part 2, or
Mhm.
for the little bit I have, I guess I know about the combat at least. Maybe something similar to that. But I also kind of want to see a full-on action-based Final Fantasy X. And that's due to playing like Dissidia. Playing Dissidia, Tidus was my main. He was my main for a little bit, and then I found out that Jessica Brantha exists, and I just started beating ass with him. But and Dissidia, I straight went to play with play as Tidus, and his combat was like fucking pretty damn smooth for what it was at the time. I was like, fuck,
Uh-huh.
they do this with him, that'd be fucking nice. So if they do something similar to that with 10, and I don't want them to really shorten the story, like increase the graphic fidelity, make things a lot
Yes.
more smoother though, like and then add skippable cutscenes because like that shit is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you could do in-engine cutscenes at this point,
Yeah,
so
I
you
know.
don't have to have that fucking jarring transition from like game to like phew, and then it goes to cutscene, and then pew for 45 fucking minutes, and then it comes back to the game. Like that, I remember my PS2 had such a hard time loading this game. Like such a fucking hard time loading this game. I think that like the laser was dirty or bad or something, but the game was perfect. It's just my PS2 would just like not load, go to like, this cannot be loaded, cannot read disk, that kind of shit. Like,
Well,
Dude,
I
every
still-
time, like
so
coming
many
out of a
times, too.
cutscene,
Yeah, I
still-
had
and
that
like you couldn't
happen
even
at,
save your game.
I had that happen at Bavelle. Right at Bavelle, you reached where you're supposed to get Bahamut at, and you have to like fight through waves because was about to marry Seymour and all this
Yeah.
other shit.
Yep.
Spoilers.
And it kept dying right there. Right when like that stone enemy fucking comes up next to the temple and shit,
Yep.
it would crash there. I was like, motherfucker.
For me,
Yeah, it was something with that cutscene.
For me, it was the scene where I think the time I had to get a new disc was, for me, it was the scene when you're leaving the Xanarkin ruins, and the scene is supposed to be that when you're exiting, the scene transitions to show you something going on, and it carries forward with Titus, whatever. But it never did that. I would walk outside. I was clearly outside Xanarkin, and it just never moved. It was like dead game. Like it just never did anything.
Just
And,
soft lock there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like it just didn't do anything. And I just was like, and you could hear in the PS2 that it was trying to do something.
Right.
Like it was like
Trying to move to the next layer of data, but it couldn't fucking read it.
It couldn't
Yeah.
do it. It couldn't
Yep.
do it. And I mean, to be fair to my PS2, I mean, I had it at that point for what was that, a couple of years ago or a few years ago or something like that, and it was like I had that PS2, God willing, since like it was a slim. It had been
Oh,
I had had it since what, like 0405. So I just sat there like, man, you had a good run, man. Yeah, you had a good run.
I still have my launch PS2. My launch
nice.
PS2 is, hold on, before you say nice.
Nice.
It's missing the drawer lid, so it doesn't have
shit.
like the matching fascia, to like the rest of the face. So it's just like the nasty front of the drawer.
Yep.
And both of the controller ports are missing all the plastic pieces that surround the pins.
Ooh.
So the pins work,
Yeah.
but you have to plug the controller in like ridiculously accurately.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
Because there's nothing to guide the pins,
Oh, yeah,
they're
no, it's all
the plastic
worn
pieces.
down.
'Cause-
What did you do
Rage.
to that thing?
It just
Right.
guys down. It just wears down after a while. Everything, man.
No.
Like seriously, I'm not even kidding.
And luckily for me, my wife's uncle gave me his PS2, which was not used. He has Grand Theft Auto Vice City,
Ooh.
NCAA, a
Ooh.
Tiger Woods Golf, and Gran Turismo A-Spec. That was all that he
Nice.
had. And
Jeez.
you could tell just by the game selection, it has been used for maybe 100 hours at the most.
Nice.
So this is like a crispy new PS2 that's just sitting on my shelf.
It's like
It's literally stacked on top of my piece of shit. Like I'm better than you.
wow.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
But
heck-
they're both fat. They're both Gen 1s and they're fat and I love
Oh,
them both.
now that's amazing. I had a fat one for a time, and unfortunately, that one went within like a year. The lens died. Like it just
Yes.
wasn't able to read anything. But I think a lot of people ran into it. So the fact that you still had that was pretty cool.
Mine
Because
is
I know so many of my friends, they and myself, we lost our PS2s, the fat one,
I
pretty early.
still got
within,
mine
like, a year.
from like day one launch because I had skipped
Mhm.
school and bought it.
Nice.
I still got mine, and my lens was going out.
Yeah.
Wasn't really working. I read that you can go in, like, open PS2 and adjust the laser. So I've done that
Yeah,
several times.
My father
Works.
tried to do that when it was doing, like, he did the whole thing, like trying to do so. It just didn't go.
You can still buy the lasers, but they're kind of pricey now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heck,
that
I mean,
price went up because I
the-
bought one for like 20, $30. And I remember one time, especially after the pandemic, they jumped up to like 50, 60, almost $100. And that, mind you, that's for a slim laser. So that wasn't a fat one. Now, my fat PS2, that shit was gone years ago. I
Mhm.
had,
Yeah, that's what
I was trying
happened
to
to mine,
play Stitch. I was trying to play Stitch 626 one year. And I bought the game brand new, and the damn laser was dying. It couldn't read the disc, but
Oh.
it could, for whatever reason, though, it wouldn't read like a brand new disc, but it would read Jack and Daxter because I only had Jack and Daxter at the time. So I had
Okay.
Jack and Daxter. I had like Jack and Daxter. I had Fur Fighters. I had like a couple other. I had Devil May
Jack
Cry
and
1.
Daxter's just one of the best games ever.
yeah,
Yes,
that
it
was
is.
definitely a great franchise.
See, for me, the best games were 3D platformers. That was the game that really got my, engine revving.
Mhm.
I loved Crash Bandicoot. Didn't really love the first one. The second and third one were fucking amazing. And I really liked Jack and Daxter. I liked the second one. The third one was a little different. It was Jack 3, I think it was just called.
Mhm.
Yeah, Jack 3.
It was more like edgy, but it was good. It was good.
Well,
I
Jack
enjoyed it.
2 meant edgy. Hey, the
Well-
first few words out of Jack's mouth, I'm going to kill Praxis.
Yeah. Completely different tone. Like the whole first one was like a cartoon, and the second one he starts like I'm gonna kill him.
Right.
But underrated game, Sly Cooper and
Yes.
the Thievius
Sly Cooper's
Raccoonus.
great.
I love Sly Cooper.
The whole Sly series. The third one, I liked it. Like admirable mention here for the third one. That came with 3D glasses for a whole laser section of the game that you could only see the lasers if you're wearing the 3D glasses. Really fucking sweet. Like honorable mention for that. That was very cool.
Hell yeah. I
I
mean,
just
honestly,
really dug those types.
me too. I mean, honestly, the comment that you said about how your fat PS2 would read certain discs, whatever, that actually kind of reminded me of the one thing that happened, especially as the thin one got older and stuff like that. I used to see that red screen that I'm sure some people always feared whenever it took a little bit of time to load.
That
That
death
it's
screen.
please put in a PlayStation or PlayStation 2 disc
Yep.
in there.
It's in there.
And it's like, I remember, I swear, like, I would be there, like, yes, there's a disc in there. Like, it would constantly be a thing. But then there were other discs that it never had a problem with. Like, it was usually, like, if it was a new one or if it was certain other, like, things, for whatever reason, it was always 50-50. And then eventually it got to the point where, like, yeah, some games I just couldn't play. Like, it just wouldn't load to get the disc.
Yeah.
No matter how many times
and
I put
think
it
a
in
lot of it comes
tray.
down to where the data is located on the disk. And like what kind of problem your laser's having, right?
Yeah.
So like if it's having a problem moving in and out, if it's reading only the first X amount of your,
Yep.
data, and maybe certain games only use like the first like inch of the actual like ring of the
Disk.
disk for
Mhm.
data. So those games will likely load and work, and anything for using a lot more will probably fuck up.
Yeah, it just won't be able to reach it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
hmm
That's why I'm so happy I got the new one. I haven't even booted it up yet because I'm like, I want to keep this thing as new as I can for as long as I can.
Especially.
End up modding it or something so I don't have to even use the fucking laser. Just keep it as fucking
Dude,
like crispy new as I can.
I want a true ODE that fits an SD card into the slot like they have for the PlayStation 1 for the PS2. I would love that. Nothing more. I know they got like the restore IDE ports for the for like the slim models, but I don't want to use a drive. I just want to take a fucking flash drive or flash what an SD card. Take an SD card, pop all the games I want on there, stick the SD card and forget it. I don't
Exactly.
want to have to do all that other shit.
I don't want to have to do anything else. Like, because somebody was recommending to me, like, because the GameCube has a similar mod where you could just pull the whole laser out and just put an SD card reader in there, and it's a pretty simple mod. But there's another mod that you could do for it. It's a region mod because I have a Japanese GameCube. That it's just one wire that you solder onto like one of the chips on the board, and you could actually solder like a switch right onto it, and you could switch between regions with that switch, and it's like 1 or 2 solder points, and it's so simple. But like, I don't want to solder anything onto my beautiful Japanese GameCube, so I would like to do something that's not going to permanently change it. Like, I don't want to have to solder anything. Like, if it's just a ribbon cable or something that I have to connect, cool, done. You know, I don't have to worry about it.
Hey, I'd be all down with that. That would be the way to go.
Yeah, my PS2 came modded already. So yeah, we're kind of out of that.
Well, because with the PS2, you could boot right from a modded memory card.
Yeah, you got free make boot, but I don't want
free make boot. Yeah,
I don't want to use free make boot. I don't want to use OPL. I don't want to use none of that shit. I just want an SD card to put in there, just because to me, it just makes it run better. It feels better in my mind. OPL will get to the point that it probably will run better, but just in my mind, an SD card connected directly to the internals of where the disk drive would be, would just run way better in my mind.
It's like the same way that they have those little helper boards with the HDMI like upscalers that you solder directly to the actual like PCB for the PS2 for HDMI out. Like
PS2 digital. I got the PS1 digital myself.
Yeah, and that always, I feel like that always works better than something like off board, like something that's sitting on the outside. Like, I mean, I guess like OSSC is pretty decent. Like, I know RetroTink 4K just came out or whatever, the 4K Pro. I know those just came out, but something about just plugging an HDMI cable directly into the console and not having to fuck with anything else, like no points of failure in between. That sounds good to me.
I like, because like I said, my PlayStation 1 has the HDMI mod already done. Looks nice
Right.
and clear. I had it done by a professional though. And man, I can't tell you how excited I was because I actually had both the X Station, which is the SD card mod for it, SD card ODE mod for it, and then I had the PS1 digital mod done at the same time. And I can't tell you, I was hella excited when I got my PlayStation 1 back. I said, I plugged it in. I said, bro, this shit looks so fucking good. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I ain't never think a PlayStation 1 would look this good without being on like an old CRT.
Right.
I was getting emulator quality there. You know, that shit was looking good. I know for like PS2, it won't look like the PS2 emulator because that has like smoothing and all this other shit that makes it look good. But just to even, if you just upscale how the game looks with the PS2 digital, we in a good spot.
Yeah, like a native upscaling, basically. Like it's so much better.
Yeah.
Any viewer questions out there? Go ahead and start asking. We'll get right to them. You guys can keep talking.
Viewer questions.
So, what game was your most favorite that you had to badge? What was the most you hated to badge?
I'll let you guys answer these first because I have 2.
I mean, you only have 2 badges, so I mean, your favorite had to been Super C. Your least favorite had to been Ninja Gaiden, right?
Yeah. Yes. The answer is yes. My favorite game that I badged is yes, both of them. No, Contra definitely that's my game.
Mm-hmm.
That's my game. I love Contra.
I remember.
That's my answer.
when you were playing Contra, just like going nuts over like, oh my god, I love this game so much, but why is it so fucking rage-inducing? Why the hell is RA doing this shit?
Mm-hmm.
Who asks, do you think Ninja Gaiden is overplayed on Twitch?
Depends. I mean, it's a really good game. So if you're gonna like ask somebody their top 10 on NES, a lot of people are gonna say Ninja Gaiden's on it. At least as far as I'm aware, like the people I surround myself with, they find that game to be very fun. It's just a really good game. Do I think it's played to get views? What do you guys think? I think maybe, but no. I mean, if you're in the retro category, it's kind of like a badge of honor almost, right? Like it's kind of wear it.
I never see anybody actually specifically look for it. Like maybe like Final Fantasy
I
VI,
mean, for speed runs and stuff, I get it. A lot of speed runners who play that game.
Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, Link to the Past. Those seem like to be more view specific.
I feel like anything with like Mario in the title.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people will play Mario. They don't even like Mario games, and they're just playing Mario just because it's the game that everyone knows on NES. Like if you think about it, like, oh, what are you playing? Oh, I'm playing Super Mario Brothers 3, one of the most famous, best-selling Mario games of all time.
Yes.
actually, it's funny because I know Ryan had brought up before that Mario 3 is like the most overplayed on Twitch.
I can believe that. Between the speedrunning community and stuff like that, I can believe that. If I go to watch Mario, I see Super Mario Bros. 3 a lot.
Battletoads, Dalcow. Battletoads for me.
Battletoads.
That was quick and easy. Right to the point.
Oh yeah, do the turbo tunnel all the way on the right. No.
How's Bowie doing?
Bowie's fantastic. He's got such a personality on him now. He's almost won. And he's he's something. He's so much fun. He's so much fun. He's just a good dog.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Just a really good dog. He like hangs out with us like he isn't like crazy all the time. He's crazy though. Fucking nuts sometimes. Like whenever I'm trying to sit on the couch, he's kind of just like all up in my shit. Like always. But he will never visit me in my office.
Though. Or is that a cat?
It's a dog.
Yeah, oh, shit. That's what dogs do, especially if they're little. They always in your shit.
Oh yeah, and I love him for it. That's why. But like, he won't come in my office. So I kind of like, it's nice. I can come in here and he just won't bug me like that. Like if I just want to take a break real quick, like he usually doesn't come in here. He sleeps in the living room most of the time. I work from home, so he's usually like the room over, just hanging out. Go hang out with him for a little while.
I wish I could say that about a little certain dog that I like, but even if I'm working, there's no place he won't go besides the basement, and that's because he's too little to get on the stairs.
I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of Bowie. Yeah.
I got a good one on my phone. Hold on, I can send you a good one. Take me 2 seconds. I have so many. Here you go. Perfect. Done. See how easy that was? Hold on. Here you go. Easy as pie.
So let's go over.
He's a stuffed animal, man. He's just like, he looks like a stuffed thing.
Dalcow said her dog has nothing to do with her when Solid is around. Every time I see pictures, Dallas is around Solid.
Yep.
Anytime she's always around Solid.
What is it? Bowie always, like, if I ever sit next to Deanna, my wife, Bowie always has to sit right between us. Not keeping one of us from the other. He just wants to touch both of us at the same time. Like he's like very like
I don't know why.
I call him nosy because he just always has to get right between us.
Trying to get it to go to the actual Discord, but it won't let me.
Oh, she's
Can like go to the browser and then download it from there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Download it from the browser. It's a big ass picture. Holy shit. That's a huge picture.
Big.
That's what she said. All right, let's go back to round table.
Like Bowie does this thing every time I walk. If my wife's sitting on the couch and I walk in the living room from my office, he like wiggles his whole butt and tail, like he shakes, like he's so excited. And what he does is he gets on the couch and then like he's standing on the couch and my wife is sitting and he'll like bump into her while he's like wiggling his ass and like push her around. It's like I have to like go sit really quickly.
There's Bowie.
There he is.
a toy poodle?
He's a mini golden doodle.
Mini golden doodle. So similar.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the golden. What you're seeing right there is the golden part.
See, my baby mama has a a silver toy poodle. And his ass do weird shit too. Now it ain't golden weird because we know goldens. Yeah, they be doing some shit.
See, goldens are just dopey. Like that's the whole thing. Like they're just dopey and they're happy all the time. Like that's what goldens have, such a personality, and he has like personality. Let me tell you, is the like the level of side eye this dog will give you. Like he's laying there and he's just looking at you, like, and he'll like look at you and then like look away real quick, like, oh, I'm not looking, and then like just like go back to looking at you, like you were watching him the whole time, but he's just he's so stupid,
So cute.
He is. He's so good, and like we got really lucky with him. He's just like really just a good dog. I had special requirements because I'm allergic to dogs, so I needed something hypoallergenic.
Golden doodles are hypoallergenic, huh?
The red ones are like particularly hypoallergenic, actually. Yeah. But the poodle part is the hypoallergenic part. So poodles are hypoallergenic natively, like, and the golden is just because goldens are fun and dopey.
I can see Dark walking around with a big ass poodle.
No, I don't want a big ass poodle. Hell no.
Yeah, so like we didn't want a full size one because they could be like 60 pounds, man. Yeah. Like his mom, I think, was like 60 pounds. Dad was a toy. Dad was a toy. Dad got it on with a big ass lady, and it was great.
How the fuck did that work?
Man, let me tell you, I hope it was like natural. Like they hope this little champion like get up on there. Like I really hope that went that way.
It was natural. Them motherfuckers will try.
Yeah, I hope they gave him a little step stool. I hope they gave him a little step stool and everything. Like I just hope that little champ got up on there and did his work. Like, but Bowie's like the cutest thing I've ever seen. So good on him. He was like, I think 16 pounds or something. Like he was like 16 pounds and she was like 60. Some dumb shit like that. Bowie's like 25 right now, 26 pounds, something like that. He's like the perfect size.
Any other questions from the viewers? Gal, Dark?
No, I asked my question. I'm good.
Nothing I can think of. PS2 reminiscing and Wii reminiscing and all the above.
Any future projects for your stream?
Yes. So I've really been trying to like get my office done. I'm desperately trying to get rid of this green screen. I do not like the green screen at all. Like I like the green screen in certain scenarios, but to have it all the time is just really fucking annoying. And to have to like worry about lighting like that is just like, I wish I could just light myself and just be done with it. It's like a lot of little things that I have to get done. But most of it is just painting this office. And and basically what I'm planning on doing is actually moving my desk to the other wall, so that the electric panel is like behind my computer, so it's easier for me to get to. because right now it's behind a 200-pound CRT, and it's extremely hard for me to get to my electrical panel. But once I do that, then I'll be able to have everything on my back wall. And once I have everything on my back wall, I'll get my I got this really nice vinyl Nintendo Entertainment System logo, and I'm painting my office NES gray, two-tone. So I'm doing the dark gray on the bottom, the light gray on the top. I'm doing the red, the stripe that goes from the top. What is it, a black stripe, I think, that goes across the top. I'm doing that across my ceiling. Like, I'm gonna do the whole NES theme in there. And I had this really cool NES logo vinyl that I'm gonna put up. It's gonna look really sick. I can't wait to get everything displayed right, because right now it's sort of just all thrown together in here. So that's the big project. That's the real goal, is to have my office not have a green screen. I'm gonna have to fix some shit with the camera or whatever, but yeah, that's it. That's the big goal. Get rid of the green screen. Paint my office.
Paint your office green.
Paint my office green. Yeah, imagine. I'd have to light the whole fucking office. That'd be a nightmare.
You're right.
Oh, that would be even worse. That would be so much worse.
so much fucking light in there to be burning up.
Yeah, I'd be it's already hot in here. So
let's have a stare at that green,
man. That's fucking throwing off heat like crazy.
Not sure if this is ass, but what got you into streaming?
What got me into streaming? Bud Cave TV. End of question. Next question. Honest to goodness, man. I loved watching Bud. Bud's just a great guy to watch, and I felt like he gave me the drive. Like, he's not like somebody who's the whole thing with retro is a lot of the people in retro, they're not big streamers, so they talk to you. They have a conversation with you. Like, you can actually explain yourself, and they can explain themselves in a way you're actually having a conversation. It's not just pog 8 million fucking people and the chat's scrolling so fast they don't even talk to chat anymore.
No, I mean,
so that was my vision of streaming before I got into watching streaming. My idea was that just chat's moving so fast, you're just watching the streamer, that's it. You don't even worry about chat. But retro was where it was oh, these are just normal people playing games that you like. Haha, I like streaming now. That's all it took, was just one cool guy that plays games. That's it. And that was it.
He's been watching Fortnite streamers.
I think he was playing Banjo-Kazooie or something stupid.
and to be fair, Bud doesn't really read chat.
Hell no.
Bud reads chat backwards, and it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It's my favorite ongoing meme from Bud, is just that he reads chat backwards.
I mean, I think you can have, because if you have BTV, you can reverse chat. Why has he not done that yet?
Questions.
Yes.
But you know what though? That's just the charm of it, right? That's just it. Nobody's perfect, and that's just great. It doesn't bother anybody. It's not bothering me, especially. I love it. I think it's funny. Because I know he's gonna read my second comment first, and then read the first comment to understand what the second comment meant.
Didn't realize that you weren't even talking to him.
Yeah. That's a lot of times I am, but yeah.
Gee, you think your stream's about you? Fuck. God.
Yeah, right.
But
talking to someone else.
So back to your streams though. I mean, I know you don't do a lot of RA, mainly modern games nowadays. Chip Chew.
Pretty much. But hey, man, listen. Final Fantasy Tactics is kind of my return to form. I've been playing Super C. I'm really it's not that I have to even try to play retro games. I think I just burnt myself out on them a little bit.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I think I just played pretty much non-stop retro games for 2 years. And then I was like, listen, man, I need to play some of these really cool games that are coming out. Because Chivalry 2, I'd never played a game like this before. This is so sick. Medieval combat, it's like Battlefield. What do you mean? Oh, you could slap somebody with a hammer and then you could do it again? What? Yeah. So yeah, It was just like a lot of that, a lot of finding out all these new games that are coming out. And then having a computer that could play them, I was like, I kind of have to, or else like I'm wasting my money on this computer that I had.
I can't even play Red Dead 2 because of that shit.
See, Red Dead 2 though, I didn't finish it. I
I'm
didn't.
very not shocked.
I didn't finish it. I knew like it's like I don't want to say anything spoilers, but like you kind of know the ending already, right? Like, and you have another 10 hours of game to play to find out how do you get to that ending. And I'm like, but you should have let me get there organically. Like have I don't know.
It's one of those jump ahead before you finish it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like I barely liked any of the characters in it. Like I thought they were all fucking scumbags, and I wanted to kill everyone in my camp because they were all fucking scumbags. And it's just like I have to keep doing all these missions and being a scumbag. I'm like, I like the game, but like the narrative of it I didn't click with me, and I couldn't finish it.
Definitely gotta try Dark Souls.
I loved it. I loved the game. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was a fantastic game. I spent so much time doing like side quests and side things. I think I got enough of the game out of it. I kind of already knew what the ending was going to be. I could look up the ending online or whatever, but I already got like 100 hours into it, so I'm good, right? Like, I got my money's worth out of it. Before I even got to the ending of the game, I had 100 hours into it. So, all good. Like, I got my money's worth.
Well,
it's all good.
Any final words from anybody? I hear crickets.
All right. Okay. Guten, I do like what you do. Well, when I'm able to catch the streams, I always love your energy. You're a cool dude to talk to. We chatted a couple times in Discord. So,
oh yeah,
keep it up.
I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
I've just loved always your go with the flow attitude.
Yes. And the
like,
flow
hey,
usually takes me
into
the rocks.
And everything. It's never been, well, I mean, doesn't it always forever for all of us? But I mean, it's the journey that's more important than where we end up on the jagged rocks.
I've never been rigid. I've never been a rigid person. My stream starts when it starts. It ends when it ends. I don't have like a super set schedule. I cancel half the time. Like I am very much like I do this for fun. And it shows. Like there's no other reason I am streaming is other than I have fun. And like if I know I'm not gonna have fun that night, well, probably not gonna stream.
Damn right.
I love his.
But I just enjoy it.
I'm gonna start at 7. I'm gonna start at 7:02. I'm running late, guys. Oh Jesus Christ, Scootin'. Come on, go.
Every single one of my I try and put it everywhere, like on the stream schedule and everything. It says 7-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Actually,
because it's never really 7. It's like 7:06 or like 7:42. Like it's not really 7, but it's 7-ish.
You took down your stream schedule on Discord because that got tired of me and Bajo always riding you.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you're a fucking minute late, and I'm sitting here like, listen, I have to sign back into fucking Twitch for absolutely no reason again for the 37th time. I'm sorry. This is going to take me about 9 minutes because this process sucks and I have to do it on 13 different things.
Two form, fingerprint, eyelash.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you have to log in on this one on a private browser so that it doesn't remember your other one's password because it's for your bot and not for your streamer. I hate it. That's the part of streaming I hate. Is that
the token shit? Yeah,
updates, fucking updates.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't want to leave this on a negative note. This has been super fun. I've enjoyed this immensely. You guys are very, very kind for having me here. Gal, it's very nice talking to you about PS2 era games.
Damn right.
I really was digging like going over computer stuff. Like I know you guys didn't get this. But me and Dark were really getting into like our builds and stuff for our computers and like how we have everything set up and like funny tales about like thermals and so like that was really fun. I just really enjoyed this, guys. So thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Whenever I can do the skin, I'll definitely invite you back on.
Damn right.
As everything must end, this We gotta go. Gotta go, people. Gal has to go to bed.
Well, I mean, yeah, sometime
damn.
soon. It worked, damn it.
Well, thank you for hanging out, Gooden. I'll catch you on stream Tuesday, I believe. 7-ish.
Yeah, buddy.
Dark
Yeah,
Gal. You guys.
He's already prepared 7-ish.
Yep, 7-ish. 7-ish.
7-ish.
Dark Gal, you guys have a good night. And chat, I'll see you later.